Check. Do as the court thing, Dingling again. Oh, good. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. Let's see. Make sure I get this. What did I have for breakfast? Yeah. Actually, just black coffee. Winfield.
Oh, that's not good. That's bad for your cortisone.
It is?
It gives you a cortisone spike. If you don't have like water or food and you just have coffee, you feel like fine and you'll crash.
What's the cortisone?
it's just a hormone. Like it's like
oh
bad.
Shit. Will I turn trans or?
No.
Oh okay. I didn't know if this.
Not yet.
I know. But I did have a little water. Not enough. Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Well, no, you need to eat something because it's like cortisone, one of the two.
Because I don't want to break this to my dad just yet. Oh, okay. Man, holy shit. Well, when you drink coffee, have the water with it. Okay.
And like an apple or like a little fruit or something.
Little fruit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A little fruit.
You're not supposed to have coffee on an empty stomach.
I'm glad you bring that up because I've been having like 2 shots of espresso every morning on an empty stomach.
No.
For a long time.
Oh, your cortisone's out of whack, man.
Way out of whack.
Yeah.
Way out of whack.
Yeah, you're
spiked. And now
spiked.
it's starting to all make sense. So.
Oh, shit. No, you're going to be fine.
We
learned a lesson.
Balanced. Yeah, if anything, I provide that.
You did. And your friend who's a therapist, which was pretty awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about earlier, like therapy, how much it costs, but then you have a friend. Like you're talking about how your friend's a therapist and she tries to help you, right?
No, she doesn't even try. It's just like how she is. She's new too. Like she's gone to school and everything for it, but now she's like practicing. So she's like, she can't help herself but to just be like, we watched The Shining together. This was weird. So like
Jack.
Yeah. So I actually like just read The Shining.
Yeah.
I realized I've only read a couple of Stephen King books. So I was like, I want to read The Shining.
Yeah.
And I read it. And then she was like, I just finished reading The Shining. And I was like, well, that's weird that 2 very like normal girls just read The Shining at the same time.
Nice.
And so I had her over for like a girls' night and I was doing a costume. I'm going to the Taylor Swift concert next week. So I was like making a bodysuit. Yeah, we were like sewing and like doing stuff with sequins and watching The Shining. Just girly thing.
That is a girls' night. That is new wave girls' night.
That's actually I'm upset that I was not invited to that because I love Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
make your sew and I'll just watch.
Yeah, I mean, but we watch and she was like, oh well, Danny has a certain point, like a certain type of borderline personality disorder where it's like schizophrenia, where you go like where you're so traumatized you go to this certain personality that you can't control, and like it's also really hard to diagnose, but people do it and they'll like get a haircut or they'll like say something, they'll do like something really impulsive and then they won't remember it, and like their loved ones will be like, we had a whole conversation, you did this, and he's like, oh, I was just in my dissociative like place. So she
red
yeah
okay.
Tony who lives in my mouth,
like
that's a whole like BPD thing. Like but more.
You open the gates here. Well, I'll tell you, Wendy. No. Okay, I got to do a line. I'm sorry. Okay.
Go for it.
Wendy, give me the bats. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to bash your brains right the fuck in.
Ooh.
Remember that line?
That was a creep. And his eyebrows get up there, and like he's got a real...
I hope I didn't, because I know it was the first time we ever did a pod, and then I'm doing the most graphic lines in the movie.
No.
Okay.
Like,
what
I
year did
slow
that come
pitched
out?
that to you.
80.
Yeah.
You knocked it out of the park, Jeff. Don't worry.
Yeah, that was really good. That was good, yeah.
I had to do the sunglasses, because if I don't, my eyes don't look right.
Yeah.
This is a hacky one that you could probably get on my Nicholson impression, like morning radio or some shit. But no, when you saw... no, you said we're going to... I'm sorry.
When did The Shining come out?
81, I think.
Oh, it did? Yeah, it was my year I was born.
Yeah, I think it was 81, and Stanley Kubrick like directed it, obviously, but like Stephen King like doesn't like the adaptation that he did.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah,
it's heard it's a little different. I've never read the book, but you read the book.
Read the book. The book is it's very creepy. I actually listened to it on Audible.
Yeah,
so that was even creepier.
Wow.
Yeah, to hear like, because like in the book, Jack like slowly goes mad.
Yeah,
like he's like he starts off. Yeah. He's like a troubled soul. Like he's an alcoholic, and like he beat the shit out of Wendy and Danny. Like,
they vaguely touch on that.
Yeah, but like he broke Danny's collarbone and all this stuff. Yeah, and he also got fired. I don't want to spoil it, but there's like so much Jack stuff that they don't even touch. And then like in the movie, he's just like an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. He
that's
just like
exactly
starts
what I-
off and then he just gets a little darker, but like the whole book of The Shining is like the progression of it, and then
Really?
The Shining is like what Danny has that he can like see other people and like he has like the ESP because the cook also has it.
Yeah, because remember he's
Yeah.
on the plane and he flies, senses it.
Yeah, and then but they go like way into that with like the cook and Danny and like the story of it. So
No, you're right, because in the movie that is brief. Like you could see the cook reads Danny's mind or something real
calls
quick.
calls him Doc.
Yeah, he goes
about the ice cream.
Yeah, and it was like weird. And I was like, okay, that I just was creepy in the film, but I didn't know how much depth. And with Jack in particular, yeah, they kind of just gloss over. He goes, "One time I hit him once, one time," or something. And it was like very quick.
No, yeah, very quick. But no, in the book he like beats the shit out of him and like so I actually saw the movie when I was in 4th grade.
I was just going to ask you,
yeah.
when was the first time you saw the movie?
So I had a babysitter, Missy DeWitt, and she was like, it came on TV, I think on like USA or like TNT or something, or Stars.
We're going back, yo.
Yeah, something like that.
USA. I remember that.
Yeah,
network.
and like it was on, and she was like, "Yeah, you can watch it," and I was like, "Okay," and I watched the whole thing, and I was like, "What was that?" And
It's freaky.
and then I went. So when I was in like elementary and stuff, like if teachers had like admin work or something, or like 10 minutes, I'd be like, "Hannah, go up and like tell a story, like get up there." So like I would, and I just like, okay. And so like I was in 4th grade, and they're like, "Okay, Hannah, like get up," and I was like, "Okay." So there's this guy, and he lives in Colorado, and him and his wife, and the kid, and I'm like telling the whole story of The Shining, and my teacher was like doing stuff, and she looks up, she's like, "Hannah, are you talking about The Shining?" And I was like, "Oh my God, you've seen it?" She was like, "You should not see it." And I was at the part about the woman in the bathtub. And, yeah.
Oh,
and I
wow.
was like trying to think of like a way to say it that was like appropriate. And she was like, "You cannot do this." And then she tattled on me and told my parents that
Really?
I watched it. And then Missy DeWitt never babysat for us again.
She got fired?
Yeah,
You
she got
fired
fired.
Missy DeWitt.
I didn't fire.
Hannah, your
Mrs.
parents-
Sirianni did.
Oh, Miss Syria, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll blame her.
Miss Sirianni doesn't put up
Wait,
with no
Mrs.
BS. you know what I'm
Sirianni,
saying?
wait, her name's Sirianni and she's a fucking rat?
She's a rat.
Get the fuck out. With that
A
last
sneak.
name? No, I'll go to Iowa and take her out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
Whoa.
her name's Ginger. She's very sweet now, but like.
Oh, she was a rat
Yeah,
back
she
in the
threw
day.
me under the bus and backed over it.
Oh, she
Yeah.
did. What's the the scariest part to me in The Shining? It still freaks me out. Where Wendy's walking through the hallway, and she's like the furry guy blowing the guy in that bedroom, and there's that shot of it, that sound of the horns or whatever, real quick shot of it. It is the freakiest. That shot alone is the freakiest thing ever.
And they
Still
never
creeps me.
explain it. They never
No.
say anything. I think the scariest part, well, for me, it used to be like the maze, right? Like that
Yeah.
was really
Oh.
scary, and that's not in the book. But the scene when he's talking to the butler in the bathroom, and it's
yeah.
all, I think it's just because of like the colors of like the bright red and
That
the
red.
fluorescent lights, and you can see Jack like putting the pieces together, and then the guy put it. It's just
Yeah.
a really
Like turns your
creepy
stomach.
does.
Like,
yeah, it's just an eerie. Ugh.
That's amazing filmmate. I did that.
Yes.
That's the same feeling because he's like, I can't do the face on that one, but yeah, that red paint has
Yes.
always stuck out to me in that bathroom.
And it's so bright, and
Yeah.
it's the whole like that scene alone is terrifying.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
I couldn't. I'm not very eloquent. You did it very eloquently, by the way, because I've always felt that. I just couldn't explain it. Yeah, Kubrick's. I can't say his visuals are just amazing in that movie in particular. But
Yeah.
I was going to say the first time I ever saw that, I was in 7th grade, and
Okay.
I was on a ski trip.
Oh
They
no!
put on
the only ones in the
Shining,
hotel?
yeah. And I was I was actually on a bus with like a bunch of other kids, like in my high school.
Yeah.
They put on The Shining, and I was a kid that never watched horror movies.
Yeah.
Ever. And like this, and I love Jack Nicholson because like I think like Anger Management just came out.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You're
So I
like,
saw-
he's kind of silly.
I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
like,
yeah,
a silly, softer side of Jack.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I see this, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So like my question for you is, right, you see a movie when you're younger, and now you saw it after you read the book too at a later age. What was like the difference?
The different, well,
'Cause isn't there some stuff that like hits you different?
the difference is I don't want to like watch it again.
Really?
Like it gave me just like such an icky feeling, just like such a dark feeling.
Oh, okay.
Of it,
Almost like a shroom trip. Like,
yeah,
you went into the psyche.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
a little bit too far, almost. Like
Did your friend ruin it for you?
No,
Oh,
I mean,
actually, kind of helped me. Actually, I was like, oh, it's interesting. Danny's fucked up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I read the book, and the book was just very, very dark, and like I had to finish it. You know, but like after watching it, after reading the book and everything, I was like, ooh, this sits wrong with me. Like I don't. Like,
interesting.
And the fact that like they did what's her toes? What's Shelley
Duvall.
They did her so dirty in that movie. Like
I heard,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, and like they didn't give her like any redeeming qualities. They kind of just made her this like dippy gal.
Yeah.
And in the book she's not like that. And
So do you agree with Stephen King?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I don't think it would be what it is without Stanley Kubrick's taste on it, but take on it, but like I like the book a lot more.
I've heard a lot of people say that. Well, since I'm never going to read the book because we'll talk about this later. I've only read one book and it's autofocus. But the question, the scene that freaks me out, people who say with the furry blowing the guy in the tuxedo in the hallway, they said there's more explanation in the book. People leave comments about it, and I don't know. Do you remember?
You got anything for us?
I
don't know.
Geof is hinting.
I can't remember that part. Maybe I Danny'd over it and
There
just
you go.
disassociated.
Yeah,
Like-
I should have disassociated, but it frightened me.
I turned into someone I wasn't for a little bit during that.
That's why I'm scared of furries, I think, because of that scene.
Because
If
of
they're
that
furry,
scene.
I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh God. It was quick, and just how they shot it with the string section, just real. It was frightening.
the
Great directing.
The music is very creepy
Yeah. Oh,
too.
God,
like
the whole
French
time.
horns and the tubas. The French horns really.
Oh, it waddles the whole time, and yeah, he's on the in the hallway with his big wheel.
Yeah.
Oh,
They kind of took like every sense that you have, visual, audio. Well, I guess only two actually. But they made it like very real and like we were saying, like trippy, where you're just like, this does not sit well. I'm almost like in danger.
Yeah.
kind of
You
thing.
feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And where in Colorado was it? It wasn't in Denver, right?
it's
No.
outside of outside of Denver, but like the hotel is because I've been to the hotel where I was like based out.
Oh, really? You've been to that one?
Yeah, I went on a choir trip.
Really?
Yeah,
Did they the place where they filmed it?
I think it's the Stanley Hotel, and
Okay.
I think is what it's called, and it's
Oh.
like based on it. Like,
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what the connection is.
Yeah.
but they're like, this is the Shining Hotel, but it's actually like not the hotel.
Oh, I would have got in trouble because I've been walking down the stairs. Wendy, light of my life. No.
With your choir group.
Yeah, my parents. Oh, I know.
They're like Satan.
They would have called my parents real quick.
They're like, who's this 16-year-old guy?
Oh, I believe me. They locked me in the food cabinet. Wendy, you hurt my head, darling. I got a big surprise for you. You're not going anywhere. Sorry about that.
No, it just
Yeah.
So I saw also this thing on TikTok where it was Jack Nicholson getting ready for the Here's
Oh,
Johnny
that is
part,
one of the best.
and you see him like drop into like the darkness.
Oh, it's
and you see him like talking and nice, and then he just goes and gets into this place, and it gives me just the most uncomfortable feeling.
That's what he wants.
Yes, no, and he
Oh,
does
yeah.
a fantastic job of it. Like it's amazing, but
Oh,
also
yeah.
like, ugh.
Oh, it is
I don't
chilling.
want
That's how
any
great.
part of it. Yeah.
Sorry
I'm
to
about to
interrupt.
look
I
that
get
up.
excited. We could talk Jack Nicholson all day. Yes, that. I seen those clips where he's like getting pumped up for
Yeah.
the saw with the saw hatchet.
Yeah.
Johnny or whatever. I forgot the line. But
Yeah.
But yeah, it's in. Oh, I love watching those behind the scenes of him doing it. Or they're doing the
Dark
upside
stuff.
down shot of him in the food cabinet. Like where it's a shot coming up like this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching on YouTube, they were showing him how they're setting up that shot, and it was just so cool.
Yeah.
I'm not really good at explaining things, but
No, it's
yours
good.
was much better.
We're gonna put a lot of like directions in the
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
post, like, in the final
Jeff's
video.
rambling again. Oh no, that no, I wish I could have watched The Shining. You girls could have girls. I'm sorry, that's condescending.
No, that's what
you
we were doing. It was
yeah.
just like two girls. Like I was literally like sewing like something on a bodysuit for a Taylor Swift concert. And I'm like, do you think this will look great?
you ladies go all out for
Yeah.
the Taylor
Oh, yeah.
T Swift. What do you call it? What's her nicknames?
Oh God, I don't like any of her nicknames. I
Yeah.
think they're cheesy, but like Tay Tay and
Oh, Tay Tay.
like T
Oh.
Swift and I just call her Taylor Swift. Like,
Yeah, and
that's what
Family
it
Guy
is.
Stewie called her Tay-Tay.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, it sounds
know.
like a child.
Yeah, but so I'm going to her concert on
Nice.
Friday. So
me
very
see.
excited.
Aren't those like big deals too? Like how much are tickets for Taylor Swift?
Oh my God. So it was actually like, I went through like the 7 stages of grief, like going to get these tickets. Cause like you couldn't, it wasn't like you could just buy a ticket. You had to like get a number to like go in the waiting room to like get pre-qualified for the tickets. And then and you could only buy 6 tickets per person. And you could pick 3 stadiums that you would buy. Like it was a whole thing. And so we had like a group chat of the girls and we're like, okay, this is what we have to do. Like we all got whatever. So somehow my friend got in the room right away, right when the tickets opened. And she's like, initially the tickets were $50 to $400. Like Taylor Swift capped it because she's like, I want everyone to be able to come and enjoy.
Yeah, 400. You know, the average blue collar worker.
Those were like the floor seats though.
Oh,
like
okay.
It was 50 starting to 400. Yeah, it wasn't like 400 was like the original price. So we're like, okay, let's just say like 150. Like that's good for all of us. Well, she gets in and she's like, oh my God. Okay. So 12th row, it's 200. What do you think? And we're like, go, get it. Or 250, I think. And so, yeah, like 12th row, 3rd section in, 7th seat, and total with like all the fees, $360.
Okay.
So I'm like very okay with that.
I've
like,
done that for shows. Yeah.
Yeah. And Taylor Swift is like my 9-inch nails. You know,
Ah, there you go.
or
My
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam.
Sorry.
No.
They're one and the same kind of, but not at all. Actually,
Hannah.
not at all.
No, they're both
Not at all.
I love 9 Inch Nails. They're
Yeah,
great, but one's electronic, a little
Yes.
industrial, but
Sorry,
no,
not
I
the
would have
same,
done
sorry.
that. No, I'm not offended. I'm just kidding. No, that's speaking about Pearl Jam and Ticketmaster.
Yes.
They tried. Okay, the Taylor Swift. I remember there was a controversy with the tickets.
Because then people would buy them and resell them for thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And here's the
it's
thing.
like,
There was like a hedge fund that was like a reseller company that would just do
Yes.
that. Or people were thinking there was a conspiracy that it was even like Ticketmaster's own reseller
yes,
doing that.
Well, they went to
Yeah.
Congress
What
for
the
it. What the fuck? They went. Yeah.
Can I tell you? No, go ahead.
Yes,
you want
no, you. That was all I had.
Pearl Jam fought them in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, the band did, and they went to Congress arguing about it way back. So this has been going on because they wanted to cap their prices at $10 a ticket. And but the thing is, so they started doing, not going through Ticketmaster, and they started doing their shows. Here's the thing: Ticketmaster had control of like the best venues.
Mm-hmm.
So Pearl Jam would have to do shows at like a motor speedway and stuff, and it was freezing outside, but they only could do that one outside for a number of people they have. So basically the fans' experience was horrible, and that's the only way they could charge those low prices. But at the end, if you want to play the good gigs, you got to go through Ticketmaster.
You got to play ball with Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Yeah, and they fought, and they went to Congress, and they lost. And look, now Tay-Tay fans are going through it.
It was pretty bad, but we ended up getting tickets, and so I'm like so excited. And it's Friday, so I took the day off work. I'm so excited. Like I'm so
happy
excited.
for you. I can
Thank
see
you.
the glow in
Yeah.
you because I get like that
Thanks.
when Pearl Jam's in town.
Yeah. The only other person I got like this excited about was Jewel.
I mean, that makes sense, right?
Right? Oh my God. I love Jewel.
I got a Jewel story.
Let's hear
Pretty
it.
cool. I went to see the Foo Fighters probably 8 years ago, and he had a surprise guest come out and sing, and then he brought Jewel out. Dave Grohl brought Jewel out, and she sang "Whole Lotta Love" by Led Zeppelin. It was pretty awesome because she has that high voice. Well, she's
got
female,
range.
range.
Yeah.
So she could do the Robert Plant stuff. Yeah, it was great. So Jewel came out and did a little surprise with the Foo Fighters, and yeah. When's the last time you saw Jewel?
I saw her when I first moved to Arizona. So when I first moved here, I worked at Yelp, and
Okay.
I remember I had like my best month, and I got my first like fat commission check.
Nice.
And it was like, I don't know, $1,500 or something.
Oh, you
gotta
get that paper.
Yeah, and I
Hell
was like, oh my God, like I just need to spend like my first check on something like special, you know? And I just happened to Google, I was like, what if Jewel was in town or something? And I Googled Jewel on tour. And she was doing a 2-night show
Yeah.
at the Wynn in Vegas. And like I asked my cousin Maya, because she was the one who like turned me on to Jewel. She's 10 years older than me. She gave me the Pieces of You album when I was in 2nd grade and like all this stuff. And so I asked my friend Bella, and she is, it's her birthday today, but she's also
happy birthday, Bella.
Happy birthday, Bella. She's
2
like
weeks.
8 years. Yeah. I think she's like 8 years younger than me or something.
Okay.
But I was like, Bella, if I buy Jewel tickets, will you go with me? And she goes, what's Jewel? And I was like, okay, that's fine. We'll figure it out. Like, I'll give you
Just
a Jewel.
make sure she goes.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, so we drove to Vegas, and I was like so excited. I mean, you would have thought it was like when the Beatles landed in America.
Oh,
like,
really?
That's
That big?
my Jewel. Like, I was like, oh my, and I was 12 rows up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, it's Jewel. Like,
Wow.
she came out and she sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which kind of weird to open up, but whatever.
Okay.
And then she played Pieces of You just like right out the bat.
Yeah.
And she goes, I fucking hate that song.
Really?
I was like, how do you hate that song? That song changed me. Like, how do you why?
She probably gets sick of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was beautiful. And it's Jewel, so she did like storytelling before each song. So she was like, when I was homeless in San Diego, I was like, oh, she's going to play Hands.
Whoa.
This is Hands. Like, this is coming up.
Washing her hair at the Kmart.
Yeah. And I was like, and Bella was just like, cool, this is so neat. And I was like, you have no idea.
No, it's like this sounds crazy, but I could see in your eyes. It's when you see an art. When you see an artist, somebody. The excitement. I know that feeling when you see an artist that you love.
Yeah.
A musician or whatever. It moves you.
Yeah. And I was just like, because she, wrote a lot of things that, I mean, I was in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
And I used to walk around like thinking that I was in a Jewel music video, and I'd be like, took your coat off. And, like,
The black and white one.
Yeah. And I played it on the piano and
Yeah.
stuff, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm like in the same room as her. Like, yeah. So it was great.
Well, yeah, they've been in your head and your ears your whole life. You're in your room or you're going to school on the bus. In my case, the Discman back in the day.
Yup.
I know, and it sticks with you. And then you see them live in person, and it moves you in a way. It's kind of corny, but like a religious experience.
Oh, honestly.
Yeah.
And like, I'm glad we're doing this today.
Do you have a dream and you want to start ideas? Go on your computer and go.
God damn it, Geof. Okay, here's the thing. Dry Farts is sponsored by StartYourIdeas.com. What is StartYourIdeas.com? Let me ask you a question. Do you have a dream? Do you have a business? Do you have a hobby that you're trying to get out there into the internets and you're just like, how do I do that? Head over to StartYourIdeas.com, put in your business name, and let's see if it's available for a domain. We'll start there. After that, you get your own website, email, all that stuff. StartYourIdeas.com, promo code FARTS. Now that's how you do it, Geof. That's how you do it.
Yay! I like that. All right.
Today, because like I would be unwell next Saturday.
Oh.
Like after Taylor Swift. Like I'm gonna have a conniption. I'm gonna just like
Hungover?
fall in the I don't know. I mean, just I'm gonna feel every single feeling. I'm going to cry. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to be like hysterical. I'm going to get a Jack look in my eye, probably. Like, and just.
Oh, we would give you the day off. We'd reschedule.
Yeah, you wouldn't want me, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did. Eddie Vedder was just here for Innings Fest in town for festival, and we did a podcast the next day. And we did one early in the day, and I was just too hungover or whatever to do it, and off my kilter. So we did one later at night. It's just hard to do.
Yeah.
Anybody else,
So-
I would have been fine. Like somebody else. Like
Yeah.
What about Sheryl Crow? Would you?
Okay, so like, I would see Sheryl Crow if it was like at the Van Buren for like $40.
Yeah, but you're not moved by it. You're like, oh, I like her. But
No,
you're
I
like,
love
good
Sheryl.
Show.
Yeah, like
Good show, Sheryl. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to like Lil Wayne in May.
Oh, okay.
One of my best friends, she loves Lil Wayne. Like she has him tattooed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where's he going to be?
I think the Van Buren.
Really?
And his tickets sold out within like a minute. I know.
Really? How much for
Secondhand.
tickets for Lil Wayne?
I think 100. I don't think bad, but like I've seen Lil Wayne, but like I like to go with my friends to see their favorite people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I've gone to a lot of concerts of my friends to see like whoever they love the most. Like one of my friends loves Kesha. And,
Really?
like I don't think I would ever like pay or go to a Kesha concert on my own.
Right.
But she was like, no, we have to go. So we went and we were down like on the floor, like in the pit, like watching. And that was a fun show.
Yeah.
Like Kesha's so much fun. Would I go again? No, now I'm too old. I feel like I'm too old to go to
Do you feel
Kesha.
like there's some people like that? Yeah. Some
Yeah.
artists like that are like, I don't feel comfortable being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like people who go to Kesha concerts like love Kesha.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Huh. Are they a
Yeah.
lot of gay men, I assume?
It was mostly just like the type of girls who go to the Kesha and this was my experience
Right.
was like they know about like the court system or something, you know,
Wow,
like
bro.
they'd be able to tell you like they have a lawyer or something, or like they were all kind of rough and tumble gals going to Kesha concerts.
Oh, trash.
They
say
just
Trash
they were just
chicks.
I mean, it was so fun though. But
Yeah.
Kesha, she
Had a rowdy crowd.
she did,
Yeah.
and she chugged a Budweiser, and then she spit it into the audience, and people were like opening their mouths,
Getting
like,
drunk.
I'm in
No,
love
like-
with Kesha now. I'm going to go to a concert.
Yeah,
I
it
like
was
these trash
weird.
girls.
Yeah, you'd love her.
Don't
then.
stop.
Yeah. But then she played like some of her deep cuts, and I was like, I don't know. Kesha
yeah. It's
cuts. Like what?
wow. I did not know that
Yeah.
was kind of her fan base.
Yeah.
But a
it's-
Bud Light and spit it into the crowd.
Oh yeah, she did that like a couple times. It's very weird.
Rock and roll, huh? That's
Yeah. Something.
You're not Kiss, honey. You're not Kiss.
It was was
Yeah.
also at a county fair in Iowa.
Oh God, yeah.
It wasn't even like at an actual like venue. Like it was at like a county
man.
fair.
Were people, because you're from Iowa, was somebody running for president then and like interrupting your? Because don't they all go to the fairs
Yes,
in Iowa?
yes,
And they pretend they're wholesome folks.
The caucus and
Yeah.
Iowa's like the main place for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this wasn't even the state fair. It was like the county
fair. Yeah.
We see a lot of the politicians like at the state fair.
Oh yeah,
That's,
they
like,
go to county. Fuck that.
But they do go to county. But like this was. Like Kesha wasn't even at the state fair.
Yeah.
Like it was a county fair concert.
Oh man. Oh wow. County fair. Usually that's for like fog hats.
Yeah.
Or boy, but Kesha's kind of a
Sticks.
modern. Yeah, Sticks.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I
Like
love Sticks.
Renegade.
Yeah,
like-
but they don't have the original lead singer.
yeah.
It's like all right, or like Journey without the
But
with
Journey
the
cover
Asian
band.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh man, yeah. I'll start my Pearl Jam cover band. We'll call ourselves Deep, and then we'll
you
fill in the
go.
songs, and we'll play the county fair.
Yeah.
Man. So okay, well, tell me about this. I'm just curious about this with like your favorite artists. What other ones? I was not prepared with the question. I'm not Larry King. Was there? So not Kesha, Taylor Swift. Jewel, is there a third one that's like in the top one that if she comes in town, he or she? You're like,
I'd really like to see Kendrick Lamar.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a
Nice.
hip hop
Okay.
head.
That was
Like
a-
I know
all right.
I
That was
look
a
how I
curveball.
look. And
yeah, you seem like a Taylor Swift fan.
No,
And,
I'm very much like a hip hop head. So, I have a good friend Nate, and like we talk hip hop and stuff. He's half black, half Mexican, and
I
like
kinda figured.
when we first met, I like said something about like Wu-Tang Clan, and he was like, "What?" Like, and
Yeah.
I was like, "No, come on!" Like, and
Yeah.
then the other day I said something about South Park Mexican, and I was like, "Yeah, I used to listen to SPM all the time," and he was like, "Who taught you that? Like, who were you with?" Like, 'cause he's like, "Where did you learn that in Iowa?" Like, he got like protective, and I'm like, "Listen, I listen to like Bone Thugs and
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
but-
Oh, because Midwest. Yeah.
yeah,
Bone Thugs. Yeah.
but like, I don't know. I really like Kendrick Lamar, and I have a fear of like seeing rappers like hear me out, because I don't want them to be terrible. Like I know that
okay.
they
I thought
like
it was
do
another
different
reason.
things, and they bring like their like I just like, and that's also how I feel about like any artist, but like specifically like rappers, because I'm like I want them to like stick to like the lyrics and like
Yeah.
what they are about, and like so I want to see Kendrick.
Okay, Kendrick Lamar. See, I'm not in the cool world like you guys. I'm still stuck in the 90s, but like seeing rap live, what is that? Because I think with like you said, they don't stick to the lyrics sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Is with rock music, you know, you got the instruments and the loudness? Is it all just show behind the artist?
It's
or?
a lot of like DJ. A lot of times they only do like part of their song, and it's like, no, do the whole thing, and they come out late and then they dip early.
It's a completely different experience.
Because I remember I saw Drake,
Yeah.
and I waited 2 hours for him to come on, and it was
Interesting.
Drake and Future, and they were great when they were on for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I paid like $200 for this, and it was
waited
like
2 hours. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I was super bummed out. But you know who I saw who was so fun, who I didn't expect to have as much fun? T-Pain.
Okay.
He is the
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
goofball, and he did all like. Do you know how many songs T-Pain has? Like 1 million.
Yeah.
And he played all of them, and he was like dancing. He was
Really?
just goofy as hell.
How late was he?
No, he was
On
on
ti-
time.
wow.
He's
T-Pain
a real
was
entertainer,
on
yeah.
time, and he did the whole like his whole discography. He had fun, and I
Wow.
loved T-Pain. And you know who else is really fun? And I saw him at the Ostrich Fest last year.
That's an Arizona County fair, pretty
Yes,
or
yeah,
Maricopa,
basically.
pretty much. Yeah.
Florida.
Really?
Yes.
Welcome to my house.
Yes, yeah.
He had
Oh.
like 4 bangers in
No.
like one summer, right?
Yes, he has so many though. Because I was like, my friend, we were at a happy hour, and she's like, "Do you want to go to Florida?" I was like, "Sure,
Yeah.
like why not?" So we went, and he was on for a while, and he's jacked. He took off his shirt,
Oh, I
just
figure, yeah.
shredded,
Yeah.
and he's like a big dude. He's kind of got like an LL Cool J.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and he popped a bottle of champagne, and he rode around like on his bodyguard's shoulders and was like spraying
Oh, shit.
champagne.
At least he wasn't drinking and
I was gonna
spitting
say,
it.
yeah, way classier than Kesha.
Kesha.
But it was
Yeah.
like also on a Sunday, and like there were families.
Yeah. Oh,
it was weird. But Florida had so much fun. Like I really liked going to Florida.
I hope
he
he
The
didn't scare the
Ostrich Fest.
ostriches, but
Yeah.
Anyone
Yeah.
that makes a whistle song is gotta
Yeah.
be pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Oh,
You
that's
know
the
what I
other
mean?
thing. He played whistle, but he did it like a slow down version of it. Like he's like, "Can you blow my whistle, baby?" And we're like,
oh,
dude, he's talking about filet right now, but
Yes.
he's like making it like,
in front of a
Family
kid with cotton
appropriate.
candy. Yeah.
what?
The moms are all like,
Yeah. But
Oh yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna divorce their dad now.
I wore
we're not in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
I wore a Wu-Tang Clan t-shirt to that, and then my friend Corinne was like, "Do you want to get our faces painted?" So because we were just walking by, and I was like, "Sure." And so then I was like in the chair ready to get my face painted. I was like, "Can I?" I was like, "Can you do Juggalo makeup?" And the girl was like, "No, we're not allowed to."
Oh,
And
really?
I was like, yeah, and I was like, "What? No, I wanted to have it like ICP, like I wanted to be a Juggalo." And
Oh.
she's like, "No." And I was
Give
like,
her an extra 20.
yeah, and I was like, "All right, I'll just be a cat."
Oh God.
I'll settle for a cat.
A kiss cat. Peter
Hey.
Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juggalo, that's a Midwest shout out right
yeah,
there.
yeah. Whoop,
Whoop
whoop.
whoop. Yeah. Second time in the show. We had last episode we had one.
Another Juggalo.
Rob,
Yeah.
baby.
We're
Rob
around-
maybe.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was born a Juggalo.
Oh,
yeah, yeah. That man has not had water. He's only had Fago.
Yeah,
yeah.
There you go.
that's
That's a
good.
clip.
Yeah.
Once they know Rob is from our, hopefully they. But no, when you mentioned that Flow Rida song, what is it? My house.
Welcome to
Yeah.
my house.
The Bills. I went to a game in 2016 when the opposing team comes out on the field. They play that. The crowd starts booing with that song. It's pretty. It gets me chills.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great song.
Yeah.
He really,
He's got
he really
those.
brought in.
He's got, like 4 songs I know of. Like if you're in a depressed mood, you just play those 4 songs,
Yeah.
and you're like, you know what? I'll go out tonight.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Am I day drinking right now?
Exactly.
Like, how did this happen?"
Yes.
But
Yep.
like, if you just look up Flow Rida on Spotify, he's in so many songs, like
Yeah.
so many songs.
What
And you're
happened
like,
to him?
I
Like,
mean,
where is he
he's-
today?
He's still
Like,
cool. He's still doing Ostrich Fest.
Yeah,
stuff,
just
you know,
maybe
he's
there's a
still-
pig festival
coming out with new
somewhere.
stuff?
Yeah.
is he coming out with new stuff?
No. Why would he?
so
Like,
sorry.
why? He's
Handles
like,
on
this
at the
is-
top of his game.
This is
Yeah,
working
true.
for him.
Yeah,
Like,
true,
why
true.
would he add anything new?
Dude,
This is
we'll do
great.
jokes at the Ostrich Fest. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
As long as that check clears.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. He had fun though. Like, and that's the biggest
He had a-
difference. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you want to see them up there because I guess Nelly was there the next week and I couldn't go.
Yeah.
And I was so bummed because like all of my I was in a show with Josh Harrison.
Oh yeah. We love Josh
And-
Harrison.
Yeah, and I I was like actually sad because I was like, "Oh, my friends are at the Ostrich Fest at Nelly." And I was like, and I'm in the show, and I bombed so bad that night.
Your head's not there. Your head
And
wasn't there.
it was the last time I bombed so bad. And it was like a silent car ride home, like when you have a great set and you're like,
Were you by yourself in the car?
Yeah, and then it was just a quiet ride. Oh, and like I was so sad too.
Yeah.
But apparently Nelly was just like washed up.
Really?
what they
He's
said,
at the end.
yeah.
He's at the end of the line.
Yeah, he was just there for the check.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
he
exactly,
just-
yeah. So would I.
And he wasn't like feeling it. And everyone was like, yeah, Flo Rida was so much better.
Well, the Ostrich Fest, when I joked around about Foghat being somewhere, I remember when I was in high school, Foghat was at the Ostrich Festival.
Yeah.
They've got more hipper with the...
Yeah, Sublime with Rome is there
Really?
next week. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go.
Yeah. I mean...
I love Sublime too, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say that... I kind of I like the hits.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they haven't... Well, that's the only things they had, I guess,
Yeah.
since the 90s. I saw the... Okay, so who's the drummer from Sublime?
See, I don't know those things because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
don't know
saw a
those things.
semi-super group at a small place here in Phoenix years ago. It was the drummer for Sublime, the lead singer of the Meat Puppets, and on bass, Chris Novoselic from Nirvana. It
That
was like
would
a...
be-
Wow.
Wow.
It was a nice little super jam.
Oh, yeah, it was a great show. So that's my connection to Sublime. But too bad my brother's not here because he'll tell me the band name. But yeah, so of course, there's the Date Rape song. What's the other ones?
I mean, 40 Ounces to Freedom.
Yep.
That whole album, like, that's what I'm listening to now because it's like the day that it turns like 70 degrees, like it's Sublime weather.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. I remember I used to, in college, I would listen to Sublime and drink 40s on my porch and,
what you're
just like
supposed to
sit
do.
out in a sundress and just, so I was on Reddit in college one day and there was like a thread on Ask Reddit and it was like, what celebrity death actually affected you or like bothered you? And somebody put when Bradley from Sublime died because the dog was like licking his face and like when they found him because he overdosed on heroin and stuff. And I was
God.
like, what? Bradley from Sublime died?
Oh, this was after.
I think a lot of people were like that too. 'Cause, yeah.
Oh,
But it was
man.
like 10 years later, like so much later. And I called my boyfriend at the time and I called him and I'm crying. And I'm like, did you know that Bradley from Sublime died? He's like, what? Like, yeah, Hannah, in like
Yeah.
94. Like, what? Like, you didn't know that he didn't have, you didn't think it was weird that they're not like on tour? They haven't had like a new
Right.
album?
I had a very similar experience. I got into Sublime when I was in like 9th or 10th grade, and that was like 2002, 2003, 4, whatever. And I remember the same thing where I'm just like, this is great music. We got the internet now. I'm going to
Yeah.
go to my mom's
I've got
computer.
LimeWire.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to go type in Sublime and just see what I can find up. But then you do the scroll read. And back then there was like one website that had just a ton of Sublime information on it.
Yeah.
And we probably looked at the same one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm just being like, wait, dude is dead?
Yeah.
Mom!
Yeah, and I was like sad for like a full week.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, and it like
'Cause
affected
he was only,
me
like,
in
23
zero way.
or something.
Yeah, he was very young.
Did
and
he
like,
make the 27 Club?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
And he put those two albums, the
40 Ounces to Freedom
Freedom.
and then Sublime.
and then thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Were-
going to break some news to you guys. President Lincoln was shot. And he's no longer with us.
What?
Yes.
When?
The president of the
Did he
United
at least-
States.
Jeff, you animal!
Did he at least get to enjoy the play?
No.
Oh god.
No, he did not finish the play. He ruined it for everybody. The head wound will do that to you. But no, Sublime. I actually have great memories of Sublime because I was a senior, junior, senior in high school when that was big. I just remember being in the car with your friends and listening to The Edge 106.3. Sublime was on every like twice an hour.
This is why I love hanging out with Jeff, because the generation difference, there's a big gap between us. Like you wouldn't think,
Yeah.
but Jeff is like, I remember being in high school listening to it when it came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I listened to it 10 years later
Yeah,
in high
same
school.
experience.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like
Dead, yeah.
that's like that's Sublime though. Like I feel like my cousin who's 16 is gonna find
Go through
Sublime
the
and
same
have
thing.
her Sublime moment.
Yeah.
And like that's special. You know,
Yeah.
like that's a thing.
Oh yeah, it's amazing when a younger generation you introduce them to something that you love and they love it back. Which
Yeah.
is, like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
And it always identifies with like the youth too, because he was making that music when he was younger.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if like you found Sublime when you were older, if it still have that same kind of effect. You know what I mean? Because like, you bring it to a younger kid, and they're like, fuck yeah, this is
Yeah.
like rebel.
Yeah.
I identify with this. 40 ounces, let's go,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Yep.
2 joints, smoke 2 joints before.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Smoke 2 joints a night.
Exactly.
I remember writing in the bitch seat in the back, like, yep, 2 joints.
Yes.
And I was that guy in my friend's car.
Yep.
I've smoked 2 joints before,
I don't,
especially
'cause-
in the morning. Ugh,
Yeah,
I
high
smoke 2
as-
joints a
yeah.
night.
High
Not
as
me, I'll
fuck
be late
before
for school. I can't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
my
can't.
mom would smell that so fast I'd be kicked out.
I was a good boy. I get bad after. When
I was not. I was like a tilted halo. Like I had it, but it was like I had to like adjust.
You're dipping your
it.
toes in the darkness.
Yeah, well, like nobody ever suspected. Like
Yeah.
whenever I was a little squirrely, you know.
Ah,
and then, like,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I like when I started drinking like going into my freshman year of high school, and like, but I'm from this tiny town in Iowa. There's literally nothing to do. All we did
Yeah.
was like we were naughty. Like we would
Yeah.
get like a 30 rack of beer, and then we just drive around fucked up. And just like
Yeah.
drink, and then we'd go to Dairy Queen, or we'd go to the gas station and get like a slushie, and then Hawkeye vodka, which is not a thing. Like it's only an Iowa thing, but
Oh.
it's like terrible vodka. And we'd like mix it up, and like
Yeah.
I'd come home at 11:30 just fucked up, and then
Yeah.
I'd like go to church the next morning and sing in the choir, and then like teach Sunday school.
That's
and, like,
amazing. You did that while hungover. Well, when you're younger,
it
you can
was-
handle it.
I
better.
mean, people knew.
I like
I
that
think
girl's
a little bit, but like
No,
yeah.
Midwest people are the best. I've met
Yeah.
some Midwest people just like that,
Yeah.
where they go hard in the paint, but then like the priorities are still there the next day.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like the whole choir thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just like, bitch, you were black out.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. I was drinking
It's-
Goldschlager on the couch with Zach Kakak, and then the next day,
Zach? No.
Zach,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
yeah, and then
Hawkeye was it Hawkeye vodka?
Hawkeye vodka, and it's
Oh.
like you can get like a what is it like a handle
Yeah.
for like $12.
Oh, it's cheap and it's a local
It's
delicacy.
delicacy.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the finest of fucking.
I like the local treats whenever I go. So if I go to Iowa,
yeah, you go to Iowa, you go into any Casey's
Ca-
General Store, the gas station, and say,
Oh.
yes, please,
have
show
the
me your
Hawkeye.
Okay, you guys have
and it's on the bottom of the shelf.
This was recommended.
so it's like a John Mellencamp song.
Yeah,
where,
this is-
the Tasty Freeze.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
And if you say like Hannah Ty told you, Hannah,
oh, we got
rascal.
stories.
Oh yeah,
Well, I've heard a lot of stories from similar to yours about small town kids.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to do,
Dude.
and this is before pretty much
Yeah.
everybody was obsessed with phones, right? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. So I'm sure it still goes on. You got to
I
pass the
mean,
time.
we
man.
would drink in basements all the time, and like,
Yeah.
I would smoke Camel Crushes, those cigarettes. Yeah, I remember my best friend Gracie and I we'd go to like elementary schools and swing on the swing sets after our jobs at the movie theater, and we'd like smoke these cigarettes and like think that we were like up to, like we had such a tough life. Like,
What time does Dairy Queen close?
Yeah.
yeah, we gotta go. I know Robbie's working, so he'll give us like free.
Does he pull up in his
Whatever.
Chrysler
Yeah.
LeBaron? Yeah, he's ready.
Trans Am or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, listening to Sublime.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Smoke 2 joints. You're like
311. I was really into 311.
311 was big on that
Yeah.
in the alternative rock
Yep.
scene or
Yeah.
the radio station.
I would see 311. I've seen them 3 times.
Oh right, no,
Yeah.
they have a big fan base.
Yeah.
Very loyal.
They're Midwest though. They're from Omaha.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing. You would think they're from California.
I
'cause
definitely
Yeah.
thought, California.
Yeah, I heard
Omaha.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a 311 concert, and then I went and took the ACTs the next day,
Oh.
and I
Scored.
did okay,
Right.
but then I like retook the ACTs without seeing 311
Yeah.
the night before, and I went up 4 points.
Nice.
I scored,
Well,
so it was,
amber
like,
was the color of
Yeah,
your energy.
yeah.
And then, yeah. it
Also,
got
I
better,
had,
yeah.
like,
more energy in it. Yeah.
ton of secondhand,
Oh yeah.
smoke, whatever, and I was also very high, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the vibe. That I've
Yeah.
heard. I have a friend that goes on those 311. Well, it's my brother's friend. He's a nice guy. I hope he listens. He goes on those They have a cruise.
Cruises.
311 cruise. Yeah.
Do you know Matt Micheletti?
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Matt, love Matt.
loves 311.
Oh, yeah.
like he has seen them. I think 30 sometimes.
Yeah.
I think they got married on a 311 cruise.
Really?
Him and Barbie. Yeah, like they
Oh
are.
shit.
three-
That's
yeah.
that's
So you weren't lying. Yeah, he loves.
yeah.
No.
I know. He's a huge fan. Yeah.
yeah. Like that's his Taylor Swift, but like to an extent, like
Yeah.
further.
yeah.
Like, he does it one step further and gets on a boat with them.
Oh, would you go on a Taylor Swift cruise?
I would never go on a cruise. Like,
Oh.
you can't get me on a cruise.
Really?
I'm not a cruise
No.
person either, but
No.
if it was a Pearl Jam cruise, I mean,
You would go on a Pearl Jam cruise?
fuck yes.
Jeff would do Pearl Jam anything.
Anything. I will. Yeah, I
Really?
would have
Like,
gone to a Pearl Jam cruise.
Pearl Jam, Mount Everest. Jeff
Yeah.
is there.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I'm trying to think of something I hate. If they were doing it, I would do. Should be a little more prepared on my end there.
No.
I'm trying to think.
That's how conversations work.
That is true. Good point. Good point. You're making me feel better because I was going to hang myself
no.
after the show.
No, hey,
So,
still
thank-
do it.
No,
don't,
no.
Don't let me stop you.
Oh
Like,
no,
do
no,
it.
no! I'm still gonna do it, but
Yeah,
because it
good.
just hit in my head. I'm like, yeah,
The views
I got a
go up
show
if you're
tonight, I
hurt.
can't. Yeah. I want to see how the views go before I
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
But no, if they were doing something I couldn't stand or something like if there was like a sewing festival, Pearl Jam, like I'm going to there. An arts and crafts festival.
Okay, but that would be lit. You know the Pearl Jam stuff that would come out of that, the outfits.
I would probably buy.
The that
Yeah.
would be so cool.
Yeah.
So why would you never go on a cruise?
I just
Like,
don't,
what's your beef?
do you like cruises? Like
Hell
you
yeah.
said,
It's a
really?
Titanic
You're a
kind of
cru-
vibe,
You're
yeah.
a cruise guy.
If I could, I would definitely be a cruise ship comedian right now. I would love to do that.
Okay.
I don't care for the people who go on cruises and
Ah.
it's like if this is a Midwest thing, but like Branson, Missouri.
Oh
you know?
yeah,
like
it's
if they
like
all
the
just,
Laughlin
like,
of the
went-
Midwest.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
all just like got on a boat together.
Have you been to Branson?
Yeah, of course I've been to Branson. I saw the original Titanic Museum in Branson.
Oh no. Okay, have you been to Laughlin?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay, Laughlin. It's like Nevada. It's
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay. On
is
the way
Branson
there.
the
Sure.
Laughlin?
Yes, it's just
it's
like
by a river.
It's very like kitschy, very. I don't know. I just
Is there any fun like we'll get-
airbrushed T-shirts, but like seriously,
Yeah.
you know. I don't know, and I don't like the idea of being stuck in one place, and like
That I'm with.
I love the ocean.
Yeah,
I
fuck.
love like water and stuff, but like this deep sea creeps me out.
Oh yeah.
And like I could like that grandpa who dropped his kid in the ocean.
What?
Yeah, there's like he
didn't
dropped
hear
his
that.
little
Go on.
3-year-old off a cruise dead because she just flew into the ocean. Like there's no
whoa,
saving her.
get into some detail. What the fuck?
That's it. Like this grandpa was like showing his granddaughter like
the sharks.
ocean.
Yeah.
And then like the window is like Eric Clapton, but on
Oh,
the ocean.
shit.
Yeah. and the kid went down.
There's tears in the ocean now. Not in
Yeah.
heaven.
Like and,
Deep in
and
the
so
ocean.
no, I don't want to do it. And I don't care about like the free ice cream and stuff. Like whatever. Like I don't want to go.
Would you know my name? That
Yeah.
got dark. But wow, that's kind of.
Yeah.
There's a little sketchiness there. Oh, I just dropped. I think isn't there's like good protections?
No, just straight out the window.
So neither of you have been on a cruise.
I
No,
have
no.
been on a cruise.
Okay.
I think this grandpa murdered
okay,
his
then you can
grandchild.
say that.
And I went and I was like, and I felt bad because my parents were super excited to take us on it. And like,
Yeah.
I went, it was like I think the Western Virgin Islands, like St. Thomas, St. Martin, and Puerto Rico. And it was like beautiful to see.
Yeah.
You know,
Gotta
but
take a
like,
plane.
yeah, I'll go on my own accord and I don't want to hang out with other people. Although I was a freshman in high school and I met this girl on the cruise and we were the same age and we wanted to drink and we were like, how can we get booze? So I saw this like these guys and we went up to them and we were like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hey, can you buy us booze? And they were like, let's ask our wives. And I was like, okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
no.
they took us with them and they're like, can we buy them booze? And the wives were like, yeah, why not?
Oh,
And they were
wow.
from upstate New York. They were from Buffalo.
Oh, really?
Shout
Oh.
out Buffalo.
Yeah.
Hey, hey.
And I would hang out with them like the majority of the time because that's how I started liking vodka crayons because the
Oh.
wives would just like order me them. And like my parents would be like, where are you going? I was like, oh, nowhere. Because I didn't want to be like, oh, with my 25-year-old friends like buying me booze.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And then they,
Those are Buffalo people. They're like, I'm sure there's Labatt Blues in the.
I have no idea.
Oh,
That's a good-
that's
that's
beer.
good.
Yeah.
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 But they like took we took a picture on the table and then they mailed it to me and like just sent the
Really?
picture. Yeah. And my mom was like, who are these people? I was like, oh, I don't know, just people from the cruise. Like,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
My cruise friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my cruise friends.
You should probably find
I was
some-
14.
Oh,
like,
wow.
That was weird.
damn.
Yeah.
I remember one time, senior year, we went to Florida, like Disneyland, for the class trip or whatever. We were playing the same game, except we called it like who's the biggest degenerate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we found this one guy that was just like already smashed. And
Oh,
he was
wow.
like, and it was so funny because he was like very vocal about it. He was like, I don't know if I should be getting minors alcohol, but you caught me on a good night, guys. And
Wow.
The real Sophie's choice.
yeah, he's like, I'll get you some good stuff. You don't gotta pay me. You don't gotta pay
Oh,
me.
God.
And he
Really?
was back with Bacardi.
Ew. Okay.
No Hawkeye vodka.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
Oh, shit,
I know
not
you
Florida.
missed out.
But I know what you're going with, like,
Yeah.
or can
Yeah.
relate to you being like, wow, we finally found some
it's
older
so
cool
cool.
people.
Yeah.
We used to. So I used to get my booze from when I worked at the movie theater. There was this guy named Jay, and he was blind.
Yeah.
And he would buy. I'd give him a ride home. I'd be like, but Jay, you have to go to the grocery store and buy me liquor. And he'd be like, okay. And
wow.
so then my parents would be like, where did you get this booze? Da, 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 da. And I'd be like, a blind Asian guy. And they'd be like, whatever, Hannah, tell the truth. And then they like went to the movie theater and saw them, and they saw Jay, and they're
Yeah.
like, God damn it.
Wait, what's Jay going to the movie theater? He's blind.
He was working there.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
But
Oh, okay.
He just had bad depth perception. Like
Oh,
he was,
okay.
He was like blindish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was still gonna be like, what's
He
he
was
doing
great.
working there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was
yeah.
great. Jay's the man. I love Jay.
Jay. No, we
Shout out
love Jay.
Jay.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Jay.
Jay's
And
great.
bought the booze. Got
Bought
the
the
Hawkeye
booze.
vodka.
You know
Yeah.
what, dude? There's like being in a small town like that, because I'm from a very small town too. It's so different, the like type of like innocent trouble you just get into.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
not innocent, but
Yeah.
like compared to like when you're in a small town, you do crazy shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you move out to a city like this, and you do crazy stuff. But I feel like it's just like safe.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I went to a little Wayne concert and it was crazy. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. We're back home. It's like we drove drunk
Yeah, yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Across state lines.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's
I-
fun stories.
Yeah.
Like I tell my friends here, I'm like, yeah, I used to get drunk in cornfields. Like we would literally
Yeah.
just pull up to a cornfield, not knowing, like we were
Oh,
trespassing.
I'd be freaked out because of those movies. The kids
Oh.
and yeah, I know this is a movie, but yeah.
Yeah, and then we just get hammered and drive home. Like
Oh,
that was
wow.
what we did. And like I tell my friends here, and they're like, "What? Like
Yeah.
how do you?" And I was like, "Yeah, you didn't just drive drunk." You
Oh,
know?
shit.
Like, you didn't. And they're like, "Absolutely not. Like my parents would just let us drink in the hot tub." And I'm like, "Oh well."
Like YouTube
Wow,
wasn't
yeah,
even
those
a
are the
thing.
cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Did were you close to the Field of Dreams stadium?
So that's in Fairfield, and
Yeah.
it was like 2-ish hours away from me, but I never
Oh.
went.
You should have got drunk
Yeah.
out there in that cornfield.
I mean, I still can.
Yeah, it was. See if Shoeless Joe Jackson pops out of there, or my dad's alive, but my dad was dead and wants to play catch with me. I'm sorry, I gave away the premise of the movie. I gave away the ending.
Oh,
Sorry about
no.
it. Okay.
2 movies in one episode.
Oh
dude.
shit.
Kevin Costner, right?
Yeah, Kevin. It's a great movie.
Yeah, Kevin Costner was my like dream man from the
Really?
from Robin Hood.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Robin Hood
Prince
one.
of Thieves.
Yeah, and I watched that movie all the time, and this is another example of
Yeah.
like when I told my preschool, I was like, I'm gonna marry Kevin Costner, and like I would forget my show and tell, and I would just
Yeah.
talk about.
Kevin
Like,
Costner.
yeah, I would.
Oh my god, I would hate you.
well, so then,
Yeah.
like we listened to the Bodyguard soundtrack all the
Oh.
time. I know that Kenny G on that. Like I know it back and forth.
Yep.
Like I know the whole thing. And my mom let me watch it when I was little, and she told me that I was like, Mom, why do I have to pee whenever he's on TV?
Oh,
Snap.
I know where this is going. I've heard this.
Yeah, Kevin Costner's my man.
I knew a friend of mine years ago. She told me it was John Travolta on Look Who's Talking. Always made her have to go
I
pee.
get that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Kevin Costner was my first man, and now it's like I could get him, so it's like not as fun.
Yeah, you like the
You know,
challenge, right?
like,
You
yeah.
liked when you could have been a victim because you were underage.
Yeah, yeah, but like I saw this guy at a bar last year, and he looked like Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard, and I was like, "You need to get away from me."
Oh no, no.
You know what's
You're
right. Like
pursuing?
you need to go. No, because I was like this. I told my therapist about it, and she thought it was the funniest thing.
It is
Yeah.
funny, but it's like this is my dream. Like, yeah.
Nah, now it's too close. Like now it's too attainable. Now it's
Oh,
like
man.
you know.
If I
Jeff,
could
who
get-
was your Kevin Costner in female
Oh,
form?
mine was Kevin Costner.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was just Kevin Costner.
no, hell yeah, Field of Dreams, those tight jeans.
Mm-hmm.
No, okay, I'll tell that to my therapist. That's a whole other thing. No, what's her name from? I forgot. She was in The movie with Joe Pesci. This is
Cousin Vinny.
My Cousin Vinny.
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei.
In that jumpsuit?
I had a crush on her. I
get it.
Yeah, she looked so hot in that.
She has a workout video.
Right now?
I mean, still. I mean, it's
I'll
still
watch
around. Like, you can
I'll
get
watch it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I'll find it.
Yeah.
Put the sunglasses on.
Yeah. She was so hot in My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
She just, I don't know, there's that New York trash, and it was, I loved it. Yeah, I didn't.
Jeff's all about attitude.
Now I gotta pee. Now I gotta pee. Yeah, she was
Stand
up
up.
there. Her, and then I was really little. I liked Alyssa Milano because of Who's the Boss.
Yeah. She's got like a timeless face, though.
Oh yeah, she's aged gracefully.
Milano.
Alyssa Milano.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was a little kid, so it wasn't creepy, but she seemed like attainable. Not like she'd be, hey, who's that 4-year-old in Phoenix I'm gonna bang?
Right.
No, it was she was like closer to my age. So yeah. Okay, this got weird.
You're fine. Who was yours? Who was your Kevin Costner?
All right, my Kevin Costner. I don't know. I don't even know her name. This is bad, but you all know who it is. Fast and the Furious 1.
Eva. No.
Mendes?
Oh, she has the dark hair and
It
like
was
the green eyes.
Vin Diesel's sister.
You know, I've never seen the movie, so I'm gonna. Yeah.
Actually, it was
I've
both of them.
seen
It was his sister and his girlfriend in the movie.
Oh man, she's got like the dark hair and the
Yeah.
green eyes.
Should probably Google.
I don't know if we had better Wi-Fi in here. If we had any Wi-Fi.
Oh
in here.
yeah.
But here's what kind of like messed up. Like as the movies progressed, she got like tougher and tougher and tougher, and slowly I was like, I don't know if I can handle that.
She went Andrew Tate. She went
Andrew
She
Tate.
got
Yeah.
top G.
She
lady.
started a podcast.
Yeah. She should. She should get arrested in Romania for sex trafficking.
That's gonna be the next Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, that would be a great one. Hey, if Jack Nicholson was in it, I would have saw it.
Yeah.
They're gonna just like run out of stars, and I bet you Andrew Tate's gonna be in the next one.
Oh yeah, probably.
Ew, that makes sense. And I hate it.
Not a good.
What's your view on Andrew Tate?
I hate him. He's
Why?
a douchebag. He's misogynistic, and like you know that he has bad breath. Like he just
He's drinking that real shit. I can't do his voice.
He's just a douchebag, and he's
kinda
everything I hate.
I saw a
hate
reel
him.
where he was describing he bought his neighbor's house.
Yeah, to
And-
put the Bugatti.
Yeah, he goes, broke boys don't know what that is.
Yeah,
And I was
his shirt's buttoned
Yeah,
right
you saw
here.
I'm like,
Fuck off.
I saw, I am a broke boy, as I do not know what a Bugatti is.
What is a Bugatti?
Yeah, it's
Did
like,
you
I-
use it?
I need a dining
Oh my
room
God.
table. So we'll focus on that. I would be a broke boy. He would not be impressed with me. He would be, actually, I might need his guidance, other than the misogyny.
Other than his whole deal, his whole personality.
He's kind of funny, though, just a little. It's a kind of little funny, even though it's
And it's like I've never laughed
no,
anything he said, Jeff.
no.
well, he said, broke boys don't know. And I was like, that
But
made
he
me laugh.
doesn't know. Yeah, he's just a all-around terrible person.
Yeah, there's
I hate him.
You wouldn't bring him back to Iowa at the
No.
Tasty Freeze.
No, I wouldn't bring.
You wouldn't go inside his Bugatti?
Only if I could run it off a fucking cliff with him in it.
I as you know, I'm a broke boy. What's a Bugatti?
Bugatti, it's a car.
Oh, okay.
It's a fancy car.
He was right. I guess he was right about one thing. Like, no, I don't know. I have an Altima.
There you go. It's a
Right.
foreign car.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh man, yeah. I don't blame you with the Andrew Tate thing. I just there's moments where he's. I think he's
so
funny.
fucking funny.
It's
And
funny,
he-
like with this guy.
Yeah, because he's an idiot.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's
It's
a
so
douchebag,
random too.
yeah.
when
Well, it's
he's
like
just
Trump. I laugh at him, even though I think the guy's an idiot. I
He's
think.
so stupid. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
because you
funny.
never know what he's gonna say, and you're just like, how?
Yeah.
It's a lot of the. It's a
How?
lot of the. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Moments like,
And they are.
yeah.
They are serious.
And guess what? You
and
watched the
so
reel.
in a way. What?
You watch the reel, and that's what
I don't
helps.
know how. Well, it was a clip of somebody making fun of him for that.
Yeah,
so,
but that's
yeah.
the thing. That's the watch, and you watch it. And I'm not saying you in general,
Don't
people.
put this on me.
Not you, not you person.
Come
I'm saying
on.
society.
You're
in
the
general.
problem.
We were having
Oh,
fun.
no, I'm not putting it on you. What I'm saying is like,
Go back to The Shining.
I watched that reel. I think the kid's half a fag, but no, like society. You watch it, and you watch more and more, and that's kind of.
I didn't want to. I'm not gonna watch any more of it. Though.
There you go. You got to fight that.
Boundaries. Yeah.
That's how you stop him by
Yeah.
not watching.
Yeah.
But-
It's not enough that he's in a Romanian prison, but
Oh no, he's still his people. What we were talking
Still
about
there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his he has people that just send out his reels and stuff or tweet for him.
Oh yeah, because he was like deplatformized. Whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah, no, it's society. It's us. It's us. It's not you. Us. We're giving in. We're giving into the system.
Giving in.
And
Yeah.
I'm guilty of
Gotta
it.
quit.
Like I'm like, God, Trump makes me mad, and I keep reading the articles
You
over and over.
You gotta stop.
There you go.
Stop that shit, Jeff.
Stop that shit.
Stop it. Stop being
But,
a part of the problem.
But I did want to ask because this is the
Yes,
big thing we had to
yes.
get into.
Yes.
We both live in Scottsdale. I live, but you live in a very special place,
Yes.
a historic place in my end. Where Bob Crane was murdered. You live in that complex.
Yep. Now everybody knows. No, I'm just
Oh shit! I didn't think
fine.
about that.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
What's the crossroads? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, it's these people,
It's easily
crazy fans who
Googleable.
like I always wanted to live in that.
Not like I have.
because I'm a bit very interested in the Bob Crane murder case. Who are we on time?
We are at 1 hour exactly. We got time for this though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Forgive me, folks. I don't know what Bob Crane's story is, so enlighten me.
We'll tell you.
Yeah,
We'll tell you.
me.
Do you want to go since you're the guest?
Yeah.
And we can. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So, being from Iowa, like snowbirds started in like the 80s when they
Yeah.
started coming down. My grandpa was like, I want to come down to Arizona. So, he bought this condo down here, peak of the 80s. And that's a condo that I live in now. So, it's been in the family.
Wait, you live in the exact one where he was murdered?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
oh.
no. But
Grandpa, your grandpa's condo, right?
But yeah, my grandpa's condo.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So
Check.
I am a big like murder podcast fan, all this stuff. So I'm listening to My Favorite Murder, and Georgia was covering Bob Crane, and like I didn't know anything about him. Like I knew Hogan's Heroes, like I knew all that. So he was basically like this all-American actor, right? And he was in Hogan's Heroes at a time where like it was all the, pride for being in the army and all like, Nash was at, or MASH?
MASH. Yeah.
Sorry. MASH was out and all these like
Yeah.
army shows. And he was Hogan's Heroes, and it was about a prisoner of war camp. And like Hogan would like escape the camp and go out and like cause problems and come back
Shenanigans.
in.
Yeah.
And
German
the guy
prison
would,
camp.
Yeah. And the guy would go, Hogan.
Yeah, that's great.
Like that was this whole thing.
Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
And
catchphrase.
Yeah. And he was like the beloved character, right? But
Yeah.
he was also just a fucking dirtbag. Like he was the one who like chased the like stardom. He started off as like a DJ in
Yeah,
LA.
radio
I think.
DJ. Yeah.
Yeah, radio
Connecticut,
DJ.
and then he moved. Yeah.
And then he was on Hogan's Heroes. He had an affair with the main person, like the main gal in it,
Yeah.
and that like it made everyone uncomfortable because they're like, your wife is amazing, but here you are just like openly making out with the main gal. Like, what is this? And then he started, and I'm gonna miss a bunch of stuff, so you can fill it all
do you want me,
in.
can I? I'm not.
go ahead.
Okay. His first wife. Yeah, he started into basically he had a friend, John Carpenter, and he sold them like he loved video cameras and home video things. So he sold them those equipment and got him into it, and he started hanging out with them and taking them to strip clubs.
Yes.
And Bob liked playing jazz drums, so at the strip club he played that, and then they'd hang out at strip clubs, hang out with the strippers after, and John kind of showed him, hey, we can hang out. Got him into the orgy scene and then teaching him how to record sex films.
And like those giant video cameras,
Yeah.
like the old ones.
He was the original sex tape.
Yeah.
Celebrity sex tapes. But he didn't want him to get out. But basically, he was married, and his wife found he would take pictures of women naked. He would catalog it. And, yeah. So basically, for a long time, he would hang out with John Carp. Hey, Carpy, how you doing? And they would hang out and just make sex tapes. Because this was after Hogan's Heroes. He started doing a dinner theater show.
Yes, in Scottsdale.
Yeah, and Scott, they traveled.
Off Shea.
Yeah, I've Shay by Ernie's.
Theater. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done lonely karaoke there. I'm surprised I wasn't murdered.
There's still time.
Yeah, there's oh, it's gonna happen.
If you don't kill yourself first.
No,
you get
I'd rather
murdered.
die like Bob Crane, which we'll get into. But yeah, basically they would travel. The show would be a traveling show, and it was in Scottsdale. And they put the actors up at your condominium, and that's where he was. And
'Cause
basically,
they were apartments at the time.
Yeah,
So
they
like
could
it was
rent 'em.
half apartments, half condos.
Yeah.
And yeah.
and that's where he would stay. But basically, John Carpenter was getting laid because of Bob Crane, let's just say, and Bob had to cut it off because his career was kind of hurting. It was just looking dark.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, the night he told them, "Hey, I'm done. We can't do this anymore. I can't be scoring you pussy, as it goes in the movie. I'm tired of doing it. Mm-hmm. And the night that happened, he mysteriously gets murdered, and John leaves town. So
They still haven't solved it.
I know, and that's the thing. You know, in Scottsdale, if you get a DUI, if just a sip of alcohol and you get in a car, they'll nail you.
Yeah.
This guy was murdered, and the guy that's
brutally,
brutally
in his car, there's blood everywhere.
Blood in the car, his blood, Bob Crane's blood, skull fragments, and still couldn't put him away. John Carpenter, basically he checked out the day after he died, wanted to return his car, and was very anxious. Like, this car sucks. You gotta get rid of it. Blah blah blah. So there's the chain of custody. So that's why they could not bring. That's how John Carpenter got off, pretty much.
Yeah. So I live in the condo complex so I'm listening to this murder, and they're like, he was found in the Winfield Place condo, and I was like, I'm there.
Oh, really? Nobody
like,
told you?
You're
You're there? Like, hey, you know what happened?
No one told me. So I called my grandpa, and I was like, Grandpa, do you know Bob Crane? And he's like, oh boy, he was not a nice man. Like, and my grandpa met him.
Did he kill him?
Yeah, Hannah. Well,
Hannah's grandpa killed Bob Crane.
This is off the air.
We need the hits.
Cut it here. And he's like, yeah, he was a very good actor, but not a nice man, I don't think. And I was like, yeah, and it was a whole mess, like, because police were there all the time, and it, like, my grandpa was there.
Yeah.
Like,
Was he upset about the orgies going on? Like, hey,
yes,
Bob.
No, he would be more upset that, like, they were sinning, that type. That's my grandpa. So I was like, oh my gosh. And so then, like, I would get an Uber. If I get, like, Uber drivers who are a little older, and they, like, they're like, these the Bob Crane condos?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
Bob Crane.
Bob Crane.
So I'm not, people, when I talk about the Bob Crane murder, I'm not the only one. This is a series. People are into it, and every time I tell people about it, they're like, "What? What? That's weird, Geof."
People will come and take pictures, like, and I didn't know, but they'll, like, take pictures, like, around the complex.
Yep.
Yeah, and so, I actually found out, like, the actual condo, because I was like, I wonder which one it is, because I live in this condo complex, and it's all old people, and old people love to talk shit and stuff. So they were like, that one of them said that he comes out on midnight on New Year's Eve.
He does.
And I was like, what's he do? Like, what? Like, what's he like? And so anyway, the condo is, like, right by the pool. And I just had a feeling that it was it. Like, I don't know why. I was like, I think this is it. And then, like, one day I had a couple of White Claws, and there are there's like a couple, and I was like, do you guys live in the Bob Crane condo? And they're like, how do you know? And I was like, I listen to this podcast called My Favorite Murder. And I just, like, told them all about it. And they're like, yeah, well, my sister lived in it right after, and she just gave it to us. Oh. And I was like, so has anything ever, like, happened? Because they gutted it. Like, they completely, like, tore it up and stuff.
That is a historic site. They did that?
Yeah. But it was super 80s before.
No, you keep it, like, intact.
With the blood.
The blood and everything. You turn that into a museum. I'm sorry. Now I'm upset. I was in a good mood.
You shouldn't even sage it.
In fact, I've even have this part saved in the book of the outline of the apartment.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, tell me if that looks like yours a little bit.
Okay, so everybody who's listening, here's the layout of my condo and where I am.
Where was your reel-to-reel
the escape
sex
window?
tape? Yeah. Your bloody head and...
Yeah, no, this would be it. Holy shit, yeah, this is it, because it has the pool area, and it's, like, right next to... Yeah.
So it looks... We'll show a picture on the... yeah.
So this would be, like, the parking lot. Yep. Oh, damn, they even have the address.
Oh, yeah.
They have everything there.
Oh, yeah, that's how I knew about it. Yeah, believe me, I'm not the only one. Oh, I've taken walks by the condo. So if you see me there, don't think I'm weird. Well, it is weird, but in a weird way, yeah.
Walks and pictures.
Walks, I might have done a picture. I'm not going to lie. No, I'm going to hang out there at midnight in the bomber jacket and go, hey, where's the action?
Yeah, where's the murder?
Where's
the ghost? Where is he?
Actually, I look more like the guy who played his friend, Willem Dafoe's character. Who was I talking about? John Carpenter.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I know.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, then these references made no sense.
I know.
Well,
I knew the people. Like, I knew the names. But I asked the owners, I was like, has anything weird happened? And the sister said that sometimes she would feel like a little, like, pinch, like, on her butt.
Oh,
Or
Bob,
like a little-
UW.
Yeah, I know. I was like, well, that makes sense. He was a little-
Oh,
he was
Bob
a
would
little
do
squirrel.
that.
yeah. But yeah, they just said it was just creepy and like all the people who kind of like stopped by. I didn't know that they had the unit number, but yeah, that's for sure like where it is.
Oh yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, I want to dress up in the bomber jacket and the hat and just stop over there and do lines from the movie.
Yeah, you should. That wouldn't be weird.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm gonna do.
That would be a very normal thing to do.
I'm the ghost of Bob Crane.
Yeah, but
I am.
like the weird part about it would be like you dressing up and then driving the 20 minutes that it would take, like dress up and be like, okay, park in my car to go do this. You know?
Oh, I would do it. I am sick
Yeah.
enough and sad enough to do it. I'd probably get arrested, obviously. But no, you got to see the movie. Great
Okay.
Kinnear, Willem Dafoe.
Yep.
That when I said I'm tired of scoring you pussy, you saw these
Is
lines.
that in it?
Oh yeah, he said
Okay,
that's how he
okay.
kind of breaks up.
I was like,
What the
I thought you were just saying it.
No. See, there you go. See, I see the reference, and people go, "That's creepy."
I was like, I hope that's in the movie.
Yeah. Well, there's the thing. I've
Yeah.
done lines from the movie, and people haven't seen it. You know what time it is? It's fuck time, and people are like, "What the fuck, Jeff?" No, it's in the movie.
It's
Willem
from
Dafoe did
Autofocus.
it. He showed it on his watch.
That's funny.
He had a little digital image. He was picking up a girl. And he goes, you know what time it is? And he shows him his watch, and it was like a digital image of people having sex. And he goes, it's fuck time.
Yeah.
And obviously the girl was not into him. But I'm just saying, when I do it, nobody sees the movie, I just creep people out.
Yeah, no, but
I am
it's,
John Carpenter.
but it's I had no idea it was like such a thing, and then
Oh, yeah.
and it only like excites a certain amount of people, like a certain type of person, and it's you, like because you were like I said that on stage, and you're like, what? You live in that job?
Oh, I got
You were
excited.
so excited.
Oh, I loved it. And, and when I was like, you got to come. We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, I have to do a show. I have to drive out of town. So we have to end it. Would you ever like coming back on Dry
Yes,
Farts?
yes,
We'll
I'd
do
love
2
to.
episodes. Because we'll
Okay.
talk about that later, Patreon. Well, that'll be something
Okay.
we're working on.
Yeah.
Hannah, do you have any shows coming up? Because this will be out in 2 weeks. I would
Oh
say.
yeah,
Right, 2
I'm
weeks?
starting to do a show at Mic Drop Comedy. Like, I'm gonna be on like their brunch show.
Do you know what's
Nice.
that?
March 23rd, March 26th. It's a Sunday, I think.
Okay. March 26th.
I don't know.
Mic Drop Comedy, March
Yes.
March 26th, and I will be at Mic Drop Comedy March 19th on a Sunday. Tickets will be in the show notes. Josh, got any shows coming up?
I might be in Yuma or Vegas at the end of the month.
Oh,
Ooh.
can we say with who?
Possibly Sam Tripoli.
There you go, big time. Sam
Nice.
Tripoli. Yeah, he's been working a lot with him, and so yeah, keep an eye out for the content. Hannah, you were great. We
Thank
loved you.
you.
Please come back,
Thanks.
and we'll talk about the 2-episode thing. And
Yes.
Josh Boyle on the 1s and 2s. Did I say it right?
You did.
I'm not very cool, guys. I'm Jeff Piccarreta. Adios. All right. Hannah,
Yay.
thank you.
Thank you. That was fun. I hope I didn't talk too much.
Yeah, no. That's the point of it.
good?
No,
Okay.
no. If you could, we're talking about 2 episodes. So what we're doing is